Good morning. Welcome to ATI Pro Media. We are powered by advanced trading. I do have 2 cups of coffee in me, and so does the market. You're going to like the price action. Question: will it hold? Next question we'll talk about is, why did we get here? What just makes the markets pop like this? And I wish someone would have told you. Well, maybe we kind of did, and we can explain that. So with that, let's pop it down to LaSalle Street. Connor B is going to co-host. Brady's off studying and meeting with clients today. Little studious guy, that Brady Huck. Just love that little guy. Look at him, look at him laughing. He's doing an online seminar, but he's watching the show. So, all right, LaSalle Street it is. Hello. D's corn up 8. Soybeans, July up 16. Nove soybeans up 14. Meal up 2. Soybean oil up 123. Wheat, Border Trade wheat up 4. KC up 7. Minneapolis only up 2. Sad trombone for the wheat versus the corn. Live cattle down 25. That's the June contract. August feeders down 230. Hogs unchanged. Take it to LaSalle Street. Joe, gold up 3. Silver up 40. 2-year, 10-year, 5-year, 30-year, all up. When bonds are up, yields are down. Several days of yield collapse. We have news out of the ECB. ECB cut rates, and as you know, Canada cut yesterday. Crude oil up 25. Natural gas up 100. That's 3%. Ring the bell. On natural gas up 3%. Dow Jones up 140. NASDAQ down 22. S&P down 1 point. Bitcoin down 300. Dr. Copper up 3. Bring him in. Connor B going 3 days in a row on a streak here. Talk to me about the headlines, my friend. Hey, go full screen on Connor. I got to place an order, guys. So let Connor take over and be smart there for about 2 minutes there.
Oh my gosh, Tommy, why you got to put the pressure on me? Be smart. But the headline for me is this nice bounce we're seeing in the commodity markets. Tommy and I, we talked about how we needed to hold that 459, 458 and a half. And by God, we did on D's 24. Look at that nice bounce. And so we're seeing the nice rally popping up right now. Soybeans on a good run. And you know what stands out to me? These past few months, we've seen a big rally in the corn market. A little bit about delayed planning, but really it was the wheat market really, to me, spurring this overall commodity rally. Right now, wheat's up 4, right? We got corn up more than wheat. That's the first time we could say that in a long time. So nice to see that rally. I'll jump into a few headlines. I'm going to dive into the drought monitor, okay? No surprise, right now, the drought monitor told us there's roughly 3% of corn-producing areas are experiencing drought. Last year, it was 45%. Last week, it was right around 5%. Pull that map up, Joe. Looking at the drought monitor, it is a ton of white, only where the parts of Iowa a little bit dry, but really, it's going to be Brady Huck in Kansas that's really seeing any type of drought in there. So, as we know, very little. It's been a wet spring. Looking forward, and just looking at that, looking at past precip, as you can see, outside of California, we've been seeing decent precipitation. I want to go ahead and jump to looking out. Now's the time of year where we'll really start debating the GFS models. We're going to look at the 15-day. I saw on Twitter someone threw out like a 90-day precipitation anomaly, and it looked a little bit drier. I barely put too much stock in the 15-day, let alone the 60-day precipitation anomalies. But it looks good. A little bit dry, right? Illinois, where I am, next 5 days, look not a whole lot of precip. I think that's okay. We've gotten good rains. We can handle a little bit of dryness. So, in my opinion, looking for the next 5 days based on the rain we've got, not too threatening on the weather front. And so, cattle areas in drought, this is more for Brady. But as you can see, it's still really looking at his area in Kansas is going to be the main area that is seeing any drought. So, Tommy, you back?
Yeah, I'm here, kid. Thanks, Connor. Okay. We got to do our day job, right? All right. Today's news today. Nice little quote board, liking what's happening here. Let's see if it can hold. If, by golly, we turned around and went lower in some of these markets, looks like the first one to get us lower would be wheat. And then if corn rolled over and beans rolled over, that would really upset people.
Yes.
And it is upset season where you're just mad at something. Mad the market's down, mad you didn't sell old crop, mad you muddled in the crop, mad at political headlines, You
Right.
want them to be happy, but
And
we don't make markets move.
right.
Be happy about something. Interest rates are lower if you're in Europe. Hey, Europe clients, thanks.
I was going to say, let's keep talking about this price action. We can get into headlines later.
Okay.
Before the show, we were talking about why are we seeing this rally? What changed from yesterday to today? And I think you said it best, Tommy. Go ahead.
Come on, now you're making stuff up. What I said was, we're like, why are the markets up so much? I'm like, it's pretty simple. Why would any foreign country really try to grow grain as hard as they could when they could buy it from the American farmer? The American farmer is willing to lose 50 cents or $1 to feed the world this year. Some years they make a couple dollars. Is that how the final story will end? No, maybe it gets worse, but numbers coming out recently from University of Illinois and other universities are starting to show losses. When you look at the Purdue Ag indicator, you're starting to see some, negative sentiment. John Deere is the black swan in ag. John Deere is laying off people. That's not because the markets are exactly exploding. So with that, it's much easier for a foreign country to say, wow, corn hit. And we look at it and you're like, corn hit for, call it 460 for simple math, minus a 40-cent harvest basis. We can't grow corn for 420 bushel. Let's buy it, throw it down the river, get it exported and get it going. Fuel prices are coming down and low prices bring in demand. And so it does not surprise me at all. We popped. I'm more worried about how do we close for the week now. Today's Thursday.
Yep.
Technical people won't freak out about the 10-minute chart or 50, but how we close on the week will be indication of the trend. Is that a good enough explanation, my friend?
Perfect. Same along those same lines. If I was a fund manager, I just talked about precipitation is non-threatening. It looks pretty friendly the next 5 days. We've had a wet spring, but the crop is in the ground. We still got a long way to go. This crop is not made. So when we get to certain low levels, right, there still needs to be some risk premium because, I go back to 2012. 2012, we had great planning progress. The drought map wasn't too threatening early, and then suddenly it didn't rain again. So nothing's guaranteed. We'll see where it goes. But I think the key is make sure we're managing the risk. Right now's a good time. Let's start thinking about what we're going to do to protect this if we do see a pullback. So with that, you want to jump at headlines?
Yeah, I want to talk about premium content real quick because the other day popped the first one up, Joe. 2 days ago, we talked about I bought these calls. And when I say that for our clients, Tommy Grisafi, Ryan Fogel, I'm not speaking on behalf of the whole firm, but people associated the ATI Pro Media Group, Dave Lechtenberg, Ryan Fogel, myself said, hey, we put out an email to each other. Please check anyone short premium. They sold stuff for 20 cents. It's at 4 cents. Do we really want to wait 165 days to make 4 cents? So when you talk about that, what do you think we're in the inning, Connor? Third or fourth inning of this corn growing season and marketing season? Maybe only the second or third inning. Why would we wait 160 days to make 4 cents when we already extracted 3/4 of that money? With that, then take it to the slide too. Yesterday's premium. We talked about hedging Dees 2025 corn, and we have some of those same positions on, and we did not adjust them, but we're talking about what would it take again, now that you've watched Dees 25 corn break a quick 30 cents, what would it take again to make you a hedger in Dees 25 corn? And that was yesterday's premium, Dees 25. Day before, we talked about why we bought these calls. We look smart today. We're not bullish. Let me, full disclaimer, run the headline, the futures and options headline. We're not saying we're bullish. We're saying we understand math. We, as risk managers, advise our clients to not wait 165 days to make 4 cents. That is like trying to pick up pennies on the railroad tracks. Back to you, my friend.
Yep. Well said. What do we have lined up for premium today, Tommy?
We're going to have the Land Talker. He's going to be on here at 10 o'clock. We're going to record and monthly the Land Talker. He's awesome. And I'm interested to see what's changed in, it's very heavily Iowa based, but so goes Iowa and Illinois land will go the rest of the country unless there's, some reason why it wouldn't. But the Land Talker is going to be on talking about his monthly newsletter, and we go through that. And also the Land Talker, I asked him to be on yesterday, but he was at the Pork Expo. So I think he'll have a little color from what's going on out there in Iowa and the Pork Expo.
Awesome. Good deal. Speaking of that, we talked about demand. We had a flash sale, right? Corn flash sale, 152,000 sold to unknown destination for 23-24. This is great to see. Typically in a typical marketing year, right, when that safrinha corn crop becomes available, usually U.S. exports dip down. We should have a chart on that for tomorrow, Tommy, and do it. So it's good to see the flash sales. We'll take them, and we need all the exports we can get. So
yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, this is what makes a market, right? Markets go too high. Funds cover shorts, speculators and hedgers come in, market gets cheap, export, end user comes in. This is great. We're going back and forth. You may be like, these guys, I can't believe they're saying this is great. From a trading, hedging, broker standpoint, we love volatility. Volatility equals opportunity. If you don't understand that, give us a call. Maybe we could help you out.
yeah, well said. So with that, let's dive into some other headlines. ECB lowers interest rates, 25 bips. From what I know, the cut was in line with expectations. But walk us through what this means, Tommy. This is your realm. You're great at explaining.
Well, the ECB was formed, probably 20 some years ago. And there used to be, when I was a kid, we'd trade the Swiss franc, the D mark, this, that. We just trade the euro. So you look at the euro yen pair, the euro dollar pair. There's a few other pairs. A couple other countries stayed independent. But the ECB acts as a whole. It's like the European, well, not like, it's a European central bank, and they cut rates. Now, we still have inflation. Canada's having rampant inflation. They cut rates the day before. America has inflation and Europe has inflation, but it's election season and you want to make people feel better. And maybe the economists of these central banks are very smart people, a heck of a lot smarter than us, or at least they have a lot more degrees than us. They may be seeing something come down the pipe later that's scaring them. Recession, stagflation. By chance, do we have that chart, or we're not going to use it today, of all the elections happening in the world?
We got it.
Chart. Pop it up. Welcome to the show, 2024 elections. Talk about this a little bit, Connor B.
Yeah, red arrow, that's where we are, right? Beginning of June. Look how many elections we've had. Look how many we have to go, right? The big one's going to be the U.S., but we've got June 6th. Yeah, so the European Union election starts this week, right? Start this week, so we'll know that. And then what are the other ones we have to look forward to? The UK is going to be a big one. The rest of them are going to be important, but really we're going to focus on the U.S. elections. The big ones are behind us, right? Argentina was a big one. Russia, who could have thought who they were going to elect? But a ton of elections in 2024. What was that stat you always throw out, Tommy? What percentage of people are in an election?
Oh, you said it was like 62, 64% this year. Yeah. Also, that there are a lot more ladies being elected. So we have to do a little homework. You're like, what guy in Mexico released something? Actually, it was a gal. And so you're like, I better check who they're elected in India. And I think it was a shock who won in India. Remember reading the headline. So
it was Modi. He was I made the mess up, so I made sure to do my homework on that one. He was elected to the third term. It was expected to be a landslide. Didn't win by as big as margin as they thought. So that was really the headlines that I saw, Tommy.
Connor, you can never run for politics because never admit you're wrong. You would be a horrible politician. Just got to be someone else's fault. Blame it on someone else. All right, good job on doing your research. All right, questions, comments. Let's get rolling here. We got stuff to do. Someone's here to pick up the couch. We sold a couch on Facebook. As you know,
here we go.
Got
get that pop up there.
Yeah, we sold the couch on Facebook. So
That's
15
awesome.
people replied, and then a couple people wanted me to deliver it to them. Some people wanted it for nothing. You know what? If this lady's nice who's showing up, I'm literally going to give it to her because this was one of the most aggravating things ever. Not to mention the patchwork I have to do from trying to get the couch back upstairs. But things are moving. We got a new fridge. Old couch is gone. This one lady did ask, I'll tell you a little color here on the couch. She said, can I ask if you had pets? And I said, sure, you can ask. And then she asked, and I never answered. And I always find that one funny. Can I ask? Yeah, go ahead. And then zero response. So anyway.
I got a headline for you, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Is Texas getting their own stock exchange? Did you see this one?
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
The big hedge funds, BlackRock, Citadel, are trying to start their own. They're launching the Texas Stock Exchange. That's kind of hard to say. TXSE Group is what they're calling it. I saw something they have. They've raised 120 million. We've seen this before where we've tried to get other stock exchanges off the ground. They've got a long way to go, right? It's headlines. It's interesting that they're trying to do this, compete with the New York Stock Exchange, but I feel like it's a good headline, but in terms of them actually being a player, we've got a ways to go, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And oftentimes you read a headline, CME Group moving out of Illinois, going to Indianapolis, CME Group going here, this one going here. These exchanges are very heavily regulated. And brings me to a point yesterday. Yesterday, I was watching TV, and they had the former chairman of the CFTC on, Gensler, and now he's very active in the SEC. And they they confidently asked him on television, why can you not regulate these crypto firms? He said, in the other business we were in, we watch people's books. They have to turn in financials hourly and stuff. He said, in the crypto world, the books were wrong from the day one they ever started doing the books. So we've been looking at corrupt information since the beginning. And I think that's really important to understand here, is that what we're doing is extremely regulated. Futures and options are regulated. And he went from that realm to the SEC. And that quote from Gensler was interesting. We are regulating them, but we're regulating books that are wrong. And I to talk about admitting something that was interesting. How could you not know? Oh, we knew what their books were, but those books were cooked. And so the crypto markets are extremely buyer beware. You know, the GameStop, the crypto, the Bitcoin, unless it's on a regulated platform, like we can trade Bitcoin here in the CME group. I personally do not trade crypto or Bitcoin anywhere besides the futures market. So I'm very comfortable with futures, but I grew up in the futures exchange. Does that ring a bell, Connor?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was nice to see him say that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're regulating them. We're just regulating something that's wrong, right? So it takes a big man to admit they got a problem. Good job there on him.
Our storylines have been we start this show, or we open in the morning, grains are higher. We see a sell off at the beginning of the show, and it continues. Right now, we're not seeing that, Tommy. Corn's still near the highs, at the highs. Soybeans as well. Yeah, soybeans up. July soybeans up 18. So we'll see what the follow through is, right? Let's hope we see some good price action and a nice bounce today.
Yeah, 12-cent range in July corn. You could have bought July corn lower last night on the open. We immediately traded up and trending up. About 90,000 contracts looking to trade here in July, about 45,000 in DC. We don't ever usually tell you the volume, but just trying to give you an idea of what's normal. On a crazy day, you'd have a better idea. Proud of the premium content we did. Proud of the timing that we actually took time to go through all our books and say, hey, let's take this off. We're continuing to educate folks. If you want to subscribe to premium, give us a call or go to the website, www.atipromedia.com. $1 per day, 30 per month. Cancel with just a phone call's notice. And we're having fun. I met some really great people. We're sending out text, a lot more text, and the clients are starting to interact, and they're asking great questions, and they're giving great suggestions for future show. We do the show for you. It's your show. You're paying for it, and we appreciate your business. Go ahead, Farmer Brett.
Maybe you talked about this yesterday. I don't think we did, but I saw 37 candidates were killed in Mexican election. 37? Unbelievable.
Farmer Brett, you on the dark side of the internet there. No comment here from this here news reporter on killings. But speaking of killings, we did have someone die, they say allegedly, in the world from bird flu. And I said,
right,
more people die in a day from bee stings than bird flu. So the news channels are desperate for this headline. They get the doggone headline out there. Then I Googled, how how many people die a year from bee stings and stuff? It's 77. So one person's died in the world of, that's just in America. Yeah. One person's died in the world of HP. Say it for me. I'm having a hard time. Only in 2 cups.
HPAI.
Yeah, Brady,
right?
Thumbs up. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you knucklehead. He's like,
yeah, he didn't even listen. He didn't even listen.
I'll be on tomorrow, so you guys quit embarrassing yourself. And so we're not even going to talk about it, but cattle and feeders did open lower. They're coming back. I had some clients who said, you know what? I'm buying into this news. If you don't buy things when they look bad and sell things when they look good, you will constantly be a dog chasing its tail. Any more questions or comments? I think Farmer Brett's talking about the explosion in the stock market. Spidey hits another all-time high. It looks to be breaking out. Currently, the stock market's a little bit unchanged. Also, NVIDIA, 3 trillion with a T. Let's go over math. You got 1,999 millions in a billion, 999 billions in a trillion, and NVIDIA's worth $3 trillion.
Didn't they just, was it yesterday, today? I can't remember. They just surpassed Apple, right?
Oh, I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
I think they did.
Yeah, it's interesting. So one of the points we made just the other day during premium was you're long corn, you're not long NVIDIA stock. You can go look at your phone and say, the stock market had a good day. Oh, corn was down 4. Corn has nothing to do with stocks. Ultimately, fundamentals will kick in, money flows will kick in, and then there's geopolitical headlines and all types of stuff. But in the end, I know I know some technical traders who are good grain traders. I know some fundamental traders who are good grain traders. I know some farmers who are great hedgers. And whenever they think they got it, it almost always goes against them. So if you were just recently bullish, it might have went 10 cents against you. You just got your 10 cents back. Now you're looking for more upside. If you were short in wheat up $1, it went up $1.50. You felt silly. It broke 60 cents. You have a 10-cent winner. Things seem to go against you. It's the job of the market to, in my opinion, inflict pain upon people. And it seems like the market knows when people have a bad position, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Position of the farmer right now is still long old crop, long new crop, long 25.
Yeah. The market is not a team player. That's one of my favorite sayings, right? It is not your friend.
All right. Any other questions, comments from the peanut gallery? Otherwise, we'll end this show. As always, you can give us a call, 1-855-737-FARM. Emails info@ATIPromedia. You want to read that headline?
Yep. How come we don't know where the flash sale corn was sold to?
We'll check into that and get back to you, Farmer Brett. Great question. Farmer Brett, what do you do all day that you have time to ask us great questions? Farmer Brett, call the show. I just got a whole case of ATI Pro Media cups in. And then to Luke, we got his ATI Pro Media sweatshirt. Going to be a little warm wearing that this time of year.
Especially in North Carolina.
Yeah, but that's all right. He can go sweat. And then we got his ATI Pro Media. We love our fans. We love people who comment. That makes the show genuine and original. And if we can't answer a question, we're not upset. We work with some really smart people who usually can. Oh, Connor B, you're having a meeting? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, a week from today, we're going to do live taping of ATI Pro Media. So first time, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're gonna have breakfast, lunch, do a little roundtable discussion. Have I think Cesar Cruz, but someone from research. I think it's going to be Dr. Cruz is going to give us a fundamental review and what he's seeing out of South America and all that. So I think it's going to be great to get everyone together in Bloomington.
Yeah, and we go live every day. This is our first remote live,
well
right?
Said.
Not
Yes.
in a hotel, but we're going to be sitting next to each
other. Live studio audience.
Yeah. And we have a lot of people in the background right now. We got Joe G clicking, Brady Huck back there studying, summer intern Sawyer in the background, Mr. Rick doing stuff, pop-ups, charts. As always, I really enjoy doing this, but what the most fun is the interaction with the folks in agriculture. You know, I have a little note on my desk. When Patrick Gotch passed away, they said he had two goals of RFD TV, and they are, number one, serve the needs of rural America, and number two, reconnect city with country. I hope we're doing that on this show and continuing to have goals like that. What do we have for one more question?
Yeah, grain doing a dead cat bounce or bull trap. I believe we said both of those before the show. We used both
to
of those
be continued.
Yeah.
Watch in 1 week and we'll let you know. Yeah, I mean, it's a market. It's trading. We love it. We love volatility. Felt like corn became affordable and looks like someone gobbled it up. Also, last night I talked to PJ, who's a contributor. He said someone did buy 5,000 calls yesterday or the day before, 5,000 July 5s. And he said, it's not because they're bullish. It's because they're short so many futures that they're trying to make the margin manager not mad at them. So they're so short futures with such a good winning position that they're buying upside in case a black swan event. So I hope you understand that. If you don't understand that, folks, give us a call. We can explain it to you a little longer. All right. With that, let's get out of here. I got stuff to do. Yep. Phone's blowing up. 1-855-737-FARM. Info@ATI Pro Media. Connor B, Assumption, Illinois. Tommy G, Valparaiso, Indiana. I believe Brady will be on tomorrow. And with that, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.